So there is yet another ad now calling me a lesbian. This one happens to be on one of the billboards that's near the Pine Street Inn. I'm not a lesbian, actually. I should think it would be perfectly obvious to everyone that I'm not a lesbian and that I'm very heterosexual, actually. Considering, and yes, and this is the reason why, you know, one male movie star after another is able to screw me over. Like, what other reason could there be? It's not as if I've routinely picked out the character actors, now is it? No. You know, I admit it. I am occasionally, actually pretty frequently, whipped. Pretty whipped. I try not to be, but you know, quite obviously, I have not been particularly fortunate. In terms of dealing with men. I mean, these men in particular are really so spoiled, so selfish, so full of themselves. I mean, so blown up in terms of like their image of themselves and all that kind of thing. And living in such a, oh my God, they live in a moral void. They absolutely do. You know, they really do. And it's hard to deal with them. It really is really difficult to reason with them because they are just not used to ever hearing no. They just don't hear no. They just don't hear it, you know. And it's just, I mean, they have a very warped existence. The way that they live, the way that they're thought, you know, they're taught to think about themselves, the way that the world is, you know, allows them to think about themselves for years and years and years, really bad, you know. So it's kind of has been just kind of a, you know, a long time, you know. And at first I really didn't, I was like, had no idea really what was going on. I'm like, what is wrong with them? You know, even the most egotistical men I had ever met in my life were not like these men. I was not prepared. I was not prepared for how unreasonable they are. I was not prepared for really just, I mean, the way that everything about them is. They just don't hear, they never hear no. They don't hear it. About all the sorts of things that regular people have to hear no about, these people just have no coping mechanism for hearing the word no. They think it's like a felony to tell them no, and particularly for a female to tell them no. It's like a felony. It's like so yeah, no, I'm not a lesbian, and it has certainly, you know, been all these years when I've been like, you know, first it was like I just could not believe it. I just could not believe it. Could not believe how there was just no, they just didn't hear a word I said. They didn't. Sometimes they do a little bit these days, and I get hopeful, you know, that something can be salvaged from this mess of the past 5.5 years of my life. And then I realized that it's very unlikely, you know, it's very unlikely, very unlikely. But yeah, no, not gay. You don't have to be gay to support gay rights, you know, you don't.